Yeah, also thinking about an example, while we talk about the mindset of love, I was preaching, or was set to preach a service, at 11 o'clock service at out of town, about an hour and a half away. And then after that service that started at about 11, it was going to end about 2 o'clock. Then it was another service that I was supposed to host a event at a church about 3 o'clock right after that service. Well, that day was her birthday, and to me, it was a thing that I'm thinking ministry wise. I can't upset God. I gotta fulfill what God had done so much for me, and I gotta make sure that I do both of these because this is my way to give back. Well, long story short, God had to speak to me on a whole different level, and let me understand that first. He says that if you don't take care of your own family, you worse than an infidel. But then he also says that before we can run the affairs of the church, we got to run the affairs of our own home. Well, that spoke volumes to me because our first ministry is to our home, is to our wife. So a lot of times we focus on, from a ministry aspect, we focus on giving out, giving out, giving out, and then we skip over ministry to get to ministry when our first ministry is to our wife and to our family. So long story short, we preached the first 11 o'clock service, then we came back and celebrated her birthday. And for me to actually sow seed into my wife and minister to her and celebrate her, and that strengthened our family more and more as God made me understand that, because it was a hard thing for me, because I was like, man, I'm letting God down by not making this second service. But I believe God was more pleased with me making a spiritual decision, but also first and foremost, the decision that He said is the most important is our family. So just the example of just having a mindset of love that we actually experience in our relationship.
Right, right.
Communication is a key component, wouldn't you say?
Right.
With knowing how to love. Sometimes we don't communicate as well as me, but ultimately, us communicating to our wife, speaking to you, letting you know how much we love you, how much we support you, how much we appreciate the things that you do, from the little things to the most important things. As we speak to you about that, you kind of get your little swag and you kind of like sit back, wait up, Miss Jones.
Yeah.
The second part that we're discussing is knowing how to love within the loving your wife. In Ephesians 5 and 25, it says that love your wife like Christ loved the church and gave His life for it. To me, I take that scripture very seriously. Obviously, we're the bride of Christ. And then secondly, on top of that, God gave His life so we can have life. So when I take that as a husband and being Christ in our home and being a leader in our home, I would sacrifice anything for Sierra, regardless of the circumstances or situation. And I'm speaking physically and spiritually. What I mean by that is that if somebody had a gun pointed at her, I'm standing in front of the gun and I'm taking the bullet physically. Because I love her that much, and having that mindset of love and knowing how to love, I know that I'm going to always put her before me, but I'm going to put God before her, and that's something that's just, we always live by, and that's what strengthened our relationship, just knowing that. And with that being said, that's speaking to us as men to know how to sacrifice. It may be something we really, really, really want to do, and it's greatly important to us to do. But being able to sacrifice and put that to the side and put you first, I think that greatly matters. And then also it sows into you and it shows you who you are. But it builds your confidence. But it builds your confidence in being, I want you to be confident in being Miss Jones. Yeah. But who is Miss Jones? You have to, that's identified by how I communicate to you, how I love you, how I lead you, and then ultimately how I steady support you and show you that I love you, not just in secret, but in public as well.
Right, right. Oh.
That you my baby though.
Larry is really, really good at coming to me and asking me, babe, how was your day? Is there anything I can get for you? Is there anything I can do for you? How are you feeling? So I really appreciate that, because that lets me know that he's focused on me, he's into me, he's continued to learn me each and every day. So that's a huge thing for me, so.
And I think it's just that encouragement for our relationship goes a long way. And fellas, if you're trying to spend some time later on that night after the kids are asleep and stuff like that, and y'all trying to have an intimate time, it's hard to kind of do that when we haven't told her how much we love her. It's hard to kind of do that if we haven't dated her and basically complimented her through the day, or just letting her know, hey baby, you're looking beautiful today.
Right, because it's like, you run around with the kids, you get the kids, fed and ready for bed, and then it's like you go and it's time to have that intimate time, and it's just like
it's almost like a
What?
business. Like we do this, we got to do this. You want
Right.
it to be spontaneous, and you want it to be where y'all engaged in that moment. But
Yeah.
all that has to do with love. Love
Right.
is just not considered as sex. It's love. Love is, you know, it doesn't even really have to do with sex. That's a portion of it.
Yeah.
But the main thing of it is being able to cultivate and love and show that love on how we speak to you, how we, you know, open, like you said, open doors, and how we tuck in your chair, and how we compliment you in public, and how, you know, when we walk in somewhere, we locked hand in hand. All
Right.
this is the description of love.
Right.
You know, I think communication plays a very important role in that. You know, every day I want to tell Sierra, hey, you know, when I see her, hey, baby, you looking good. You look beautiful. Hey, baby, how you doing today?
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Jones, let me talk to you a minute.
Yeah.
You know, just being able to have that play time and also that serious time of how she knows my feelings are steady communicated over to her. It allows me to be vulnerable in that point,
Yeah.
but it also allows me to basically cater to her emotional side as a woman.
Yeah. Awesome. Another example I have is, I recall it was Mother's Day. It was my first Mother's Day, and I didn't really want to do anything like as far as going to dinner and doing all that. I just kind of wanted to just do what I really wanted to do. And ladies, that was go to Sephora. I wanted to get all new makeup. I wanted to get all new brushes. I wanted to go and, you know, enjoy myself in all the skincare products and buy me some things and just see what's the new things that are out. And so he said, you know what, that's what you want to do, that's what we're going to do. And I was like, he said, yeah, we're going to go, and we're going to go to Sephora, and we're going to enjoy ourselves, and I'm going to let you do your thing. And so
I cleared out a whole section at the table. I was ready.
I thought I had VIP at Sephora, okay? He really thought he did so, but bless his heart, he really did, because he cleared out. Babe, I got a section over here. You can sit down right here. And he was just
and
like,
keep in mind, I'm the only man in there at the time.
and he was just like my little assistant. He went and got everything. When I was done with everything, he put everything back. Everything that I wanted, he had it off to the side. If I needed help, he would have found me some help. It was the sweetest thing he could have ever done for me. Well, one of them. And I really appreciated that, because he was really concerned with me. And he put his self aside and say, you know what, this is what my wife wants. I'm going to do this for her. So that was a big part of love to me, because, you know, it takes a strong man to say, you know, I'm going to go into Sephora and I'm just going to become one with her. And become one with her. But that's what he did, and I really love that about him, and I'll never forget my first Mother's Day because of that, you know. So
I think what's key too, babe, is that you know, being engaged, fellas. You know, I think just going to a place and say, if I would have just went to Sephora and I would have been on my phone the whole time, not paying attention to her, I think that wouldn't have been as impactful as being engaged. So when we did go, it was all my attention and energy was focused on my wife.
Yeah.
You know, that was the moment to steady show her again that I love her, have a mindset of love, regardless of if I'm the only man in there or not. This is about my wife, and my focus and attention and everything is dedicated to her. When she came and she had different makeups or lipsticks or whatever it was, I was looking at it and I was engaged. Oh, baby, that looked good. You know, different things like that. We want to be engaged if we're doing something, because she can greatly realize, and it's a clear picture to her, if we actually want to do this or we just coming along just to say we came along. So, you know, that's something for us to understand as husbands too, to be engaged in what we're doing and be engaged as her as our wife.
Right.
So we hope you grasp what we were saying. We wanted to hit on just those 2 points of the mindset of love and also knowing how to love. It's so much more wrapped into love, but we just wanted to hit those 2 points.
Right. So if you have any comments or any questions, please list them in the comment section below. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and also Facebook. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye. And fellas, don't forget, love your wife and do something, do a token of love, at least one example of love for her.
Yes, next week, respecting your husband. We love y'all again. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.